Russia has invaded Ukraine. That is the unambiguous message coming from Ukraine's Interior Ministry and Ministry of Foreign Affairs amid heavy fighting in the country's east. Ukraine says regular Russian forces have crossed the border and are fighting Ukrainian soldiers. Russian tanks and columns of armored vehicles were earlier seen rolling through southeastern Ukraine. The U.S. State Department admitted that it had seen evidence of Russian regular forces operating in Ukrainian territory.
These incursions indicate a Russian-directed counteroffensive is likely underway in Donetsk and Luhansk. Clearly, that is of deep concern to us. I'll also note that we are, and I'm not sure many of you have seen this, but we're also concerned by the Russian government's unwillingness to tell the truth, even as its soldiers are found 30 miles inside Ukraine. Russia is sending its young men into Ukraine, but are not telling them where they're going or telling their parents what they're doing. We're also note reports of wounded Russian soldiers in a St. Petersburg hospital, and that other Russian soldiers are returning home to Russia for burial. These are not steps that certainly you take when you are operating in a transparent manner.
Ukraine is calling it an invasion. The country has for months reported Russian weapons moving into its territory, but the latest fighting seems to be the clearest evidence yet of direct fighting between regular Russian soldiers and Ukrainian forces. Swedish Foreign Minister Carl Bildt also endorsed reports of fighting between Russian and Ukrainian soldiers, adding that there is a word for this. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk on Wednesday said his country had evidence that the Russian army is operating in Ukraine. There is information, which has been strongly confirmed in the last hours, that regular Russian army units operate in eastern Ukraine. This information, coming from NATO and also confirmed by our intelligence services, is rather unequivocal. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has demanded an explanation from Vladimir Putin. A spokesman for her said reports of the presence of Russian soldiers on Ukrainian territory must be explained. Russia has not acknowledged sending regular forces into Ukraine.